Acquaint.
Nancy acquainted herself with the new computer. Nancy acquainted herself with the new computer.
Businessmen usually exchange business cards to make acquaintances.
It was unfair to judge her on such a brief acquaintanceship. The students are already acquainted with the work of Shakespeare.
Nancy acquainted herself with the new computer.
Acquaint.
Cemetery.
I go to the cemetery to see what's happening.
I get my hair stood up on the back of my neck when I walk through the cemetery.
Many kids are flying kites in the cemetery. These remains were buried in the local cemetery.
I go to the cemetery to see what's happening. I go to the cemetery to see what's happening.
Cemetery.
Curse.
The witch cursed the village. The witch cursed the village.
The witch put a curse on the house.
Curse.
Disguise.
Everyone knew that it was Dad in the Sandy disguise.
Four men disguised as workmen drove a large digging machine. He is a master of disguise. The supposed beggar was really a police officer in disguise.
None could penetrate her disguise.
The supposed beggar was really a police officer in disguise. It is hard to disguise the fact that business is slow. He is a master of disguise.
Everyone knew that it was Dad in the Sandy disguise.
Disguise.
Fancy.
Their table was all set for a fancy dinner. Do you fancy going out for a meal after work? Their table was all set for a fancy dinner. Do you fancy going out this evening?
Fancy.
Flashlight.
We took a flashlight when we went camping.
I turn on a flashlight.
We took a flashlight when we went camping. The function of a flashlight is to help you see in the dark.
Flashlight.
Hood.
She put on her hood to keep her head warm. Robin Hood is the world's most famous outlaw.
The child hit the hood and was flung through the air.
She put on her hood to keep her head warm.
If you swim, or surf, use a bathing cap, or wetsuit hood, to keep water out of your ears.
Hood.
Inhabitant.
The number of inhabitants in the countryside is increasing.
The city's first inhabitants arrived in the 16th century.
The city's first inhabitants arrived in the 16th century. The number of inhabitants in the countryside is increasing. Today, there are 21 megacities, each containing more than 10 million inhabitants, 3/4 of them in developing nations.
Inhabitant.
Nourish.
A good mother will nourish her baby every day. A good mother will nourish her baby every day. The meals he cooked were always nourishing but never particularly appetizing.
For spiritual nourishment, I attend public worship services.
Vegetarian food can be both nourishing and cheap.
Nourish.
Pirate.
Pirates are very scary characters. He is a bad pirate.
Software which has been illegally copied is pirated.
The pirates kept their jewelry in a cache hidden in a cave. He was one of the most violent pirates ever.
Pirate. Publication.
These are new publications.
You can apply for a publication injunction to stop someone publishing something about you which you do not like. His illustrations have appeared in the pages of numerous publications.
The statement was carefully scrutinized before publication. Our latest publication is a magazine for fashion enthusiasts.
Publication.
Riddle.
I could not answer Wendy's riddle, but it made me laugh. I could not answer Wendy's riddle, but it made me laugh.
Riddle.
Shortly.
My workday will end shortly.
The restaurant's superiority was established shortly after it opened.
She arrived shortly after us.
According to observers, the plane exploded shortly after takeoff.
The woman had surgery and died shortly thereafter.
Shortly.
Skeleton.
There is a skeleton in the science classroom.
The company has a skeleton staff on Sundays.
There is a skeleton in the science classroom.
The museum acquired the world's biggest dinosaur skeleton during heavy bidding.
I will buy a skeleton for the next Halloween.
Skeleton.
Spoil.
We left the fruit out too long, and it spoiled. We left the fruit out too long, and it spoiled.
You're spoiling your fear like a child.
We are often spoiled for choice, and this can leave us feeling confused and dissatisfied. He throws out spoiled food.
Spoil.
Starve.
Many people could starve because of the drought.
Now he's really starving.
Without the proper sustenance, the man will starve. Many people could starve because of the drought.
Starve.
Thrill.
The boys enjoy the thrill of surfing a big wave. It is still thrilling to do it again.
This stadium has seen many thrilling football games.
That thriller really made me excited.
They were thrilled to have a child.
Thrill. Wicked.
My boss is a very wicked man. The judge had contempt for the wicked criminal. My boss is a very wicked man.